Violence is on the rise in Mexico. The country just endured the most violent 12 months it's seen in recent history. CGTN's Alistair Beverstock reports on how journalists there are being affected by the bloodshed.
Héctor Valdés, who hails from Tulum on Mexico's Caribbean coast, is a journalist in hiding. As a result of covering the worsening crime in his hometown, he himself became a target and was forced to flee to Mexico City.
Last
year, 2 Molotov cocktails were thrown at my house, one at the door and the other into my car. The following day, a state police chief, who is a friend of mine, called to warn me to get out of Tulum because he had reliable information that I was going to be killed.
Héctor's case is not isolated. Indeed, last year, according to the Committee to Protect Journalists, Mexico became the most dangerous country on earth to be a reporter. Jan Albert Hutzen is the CPJ representative in Mexico and says the terror faced by reporters has serious effects on wider society.
If organized crime shuts down meaningful journalism in a certain region, it means that impunity levels automatically rise, creating a vicious cycle of more violence and more impunity and more self-censorship, up to the point where there's no longer any kind of free flow of information, and people are basically cut off from knowing what's going on in their regions. And that's when a free society basically breaks down.
Yet it isn't only journalists who are suffering. The first year of President Andrés Manuel López Obrador's term was the most violent in recent history, with more than 34,000 murders recorded.
As long as that rate keeps...
It's a problem that typically presents itself, says Nexos magazine editor Esteban Illades, during a change of administration.
Before, we used to say that there was different types of arrangements between the government and the drug cartels. So when new administrations came in, those arrangements stopped coming into place, and new arrangements have to be thought of. But it's very difficult for it to actually decrease because murders are very commonplace here in Mexico, and they've increased so much, it's highly unlikely that things will actually change for the better.
With no new plans announced to counter the violence, the threat to journalists here remains, along with the stories they may never get to tell the public. Alistair Beverstock, CGTN, Mexico City.